Today's gaming news includes Mass Effect Andromeda not an open world game, Horizon to be a big franchise of PlayStation's future, Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC, and more. Let's get right into this. For a while we had thought that Mass Effect Andromeda, just like several other franchises this generation, would be moving to an open world format, however that is not the case. In an interview with official Xbox magazine, producer Michael Gamble spoke on the game saying, quote, "I definitely wouldn't call Andromeda an open world game. We like to use the term exploration based game. You still have the concept of tight story deliverance and all the great things you come to expect with Mass Effect. The layer on top of that is a layer of exploration. Sometimes that happens in open spaces, but not always. You can cruise around some of these planets in Nomad, but it's not the traditional sandbox type of game," end quote. So it seems like Mass Effect Andromeda will have more exploration than previous titles, but it won't be to the level of something like Fallout. That's probably a good thing since BioWare wants to keep this story tight and consistent. Andromeda is one of the most anticipated games of the year, and its release is almost here, set to come on March 21st for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Speaking of some of the most anticipated games of the year, the PlayStation 4 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn also falls under that category. Being developed by one of Sony's top studios in Guerrilla Games, the title has a lot of potential and Sony is optimistic that it could be the next big franchise. Sony UK product manager John Edwards said, quote, "I think there's a lot of potential for this to be an exciting new franchise for us. A lot of emphasis has also been put on the game's main character Aloy." Edwards said, quote, "Aloy is spirited, adventurous, and driven to figure out the challenges that she comes across in this post-apocalyptic world inhibited by machines. You really buy into her as a tribal hunter, and we think that players will really enjoy playing as her." Horizon's release is just around the corner. It's set to come February 28th exclusively for the PlayStation 4.
With the surviving humans, making them act unusual. And so, actually, it was very interesting, again, sort of the world that Guerrilla's built here, going back to town, when these corrupted creatures are running about some of these zones. The tribal members were very upset. They were very upset by the fact that these machines seem to be taken over by some sort of hostile force. So we don't really know much about what's causing it, but clearly a significant element of the storyline. Curious to see where it goes.
Right, and so these enemies...
Let's keep the trend of 2017's most anticipated games going, and now we have Zelda Breath of the Wild, which has just had a DLC pass announced for it. The pass will be $20 and it includes 3 new treasure chests which will be available right at the game's launch, and then 2 DLC packs, the first coming in summer of 2017 and that'll add a new Cave of Trials challenge. The second pack comes holiday 2017 and it includes a new original story, a new dungeon, and additional challenges. The content packs cannot be purchased individually and will be available for both Switch and Wii U. Breath of the Wild launches on March 3rd alongside the Nintendo Switch, and it also releases on Wii U. Finally, Rocket League is receiving PlayStation 4 Pro support as announced by developer Psyonix. The support comes February 21st, the same day the Hot Wheels DLC releases. The game will be able to run at 4K at 60 FPS on all arenas. 2-player split screen will also offer 60 FPS, while 3 and 4-player modes will offer 60 FPS in most arenas. So that wraps up gaming news for the day. What do you think? Excited for Mass Effect Andromeda? Do you think Horizon Zero Dawn can develop into a top franchise for Sony? Will you pick up the DLC pass for Breath of the Wild? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye.